Alright, at this point, everything is disconnected. Transmission coolant lines, all the main lines, everything's out. Got the fuel rail out because I plan on trying to conserve and reuse this setup, so may even try to reuse these valve covers and whatnot, and I don't even know, I might take the heads off and see if they're damaged or anything. If they're not, here's show you, this is my replacement motor. As you can tell, this motor looks a whole lot worse than this motor. I think partly that has to do with a lot of the stuff like this water pump here. I mean, there's so many new parts in this engine. This thing looks like this whole front end was nearly replaced. So it must have really taken a swallowing from a deer. But I'm going to try to take a lot of the parts off of this engine and reuse on this one. You know, all the pulleys on this, I mean, just spin freely, which is something that you need to check. All that stuff I know is good, and I can reuse it on this new engine. And anytime you do an engine swap out, it'd be my suggestion that you check these things. I mean, look at this pulley on this new engine. You know, this is from the north, came from Pennsylvania, so you can see how rusty it is from the salt. I'm gonna try to knock a lot of that off. May try to just do a little brush up paint on the bottom of the engine block, and who knows, I might, look at the valve covers, all oily and nasty. Not a good sign. Probably the worst thing I noticed. And yeah, supposedly this motor's supposed to have, 97,000 miles on it. Anybody explain to me why that's going on? If this thing had gotten maybe turned sideways or something, I don't know if that happens. I would love some input on that, though, if anybody's got any suggestions. One good feature about this engine, though, that mine doesn't have, is being from the north, I guess, they put an engine block heater on it. So if you see, I got myself a nice, pretty little engine block heater. So hey, a bonus, I guess. I mean, look how nasty and rusted up that oil pan is. Oil pan off my engine, I mean, it looks like brand new. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to reuse from my engine. I'm going to put on this one, assuming the block and everything. I mean, again, like this, when I bought this thing, it said it was good. Just a lot of stuff isn't appearing to be as it was listed. So, it's just always a shot in the dark when you buy an engine to see what you're going to get, unless you actually pull it out of the vehicle yourself and you look at the odometer and you match everything up. There's a lot of people out there probably. I know that there's no good direct answers out there. So if you look right here, hopefully, let me turn my, right where my finger's pointing, right here, is the engine number 530-20793 on this one. I don't know exactly what that means as far as if that somehow can be correlated to the 530-20793 on this one. But if you want to know if if they're the same engines, you can compare those two numbers. I can't sell you on this one, but the numbers on that engine that's in my Jeep Plus and the numbers that are on this engine, they're the same. So that way you can know for sure if it's the right engine, and thankfully it is. So. Anyway, whole point of this video was to show you where the transmission bolts go. Honestly, getting the air intake off and throttle body out of the way and all that junk is necessary, because you got to get back to the transmission bolts at the top that go from the transmission into the engine. And so just right here at the top, you got one here, and then you got another one right here. Pop those two off, and then on the sides, at about 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, there are two more, and of course there's the ones on the bottom. Anyway, so you should be able to pop those off, free it up, and then other than that, you just got to figure out how you're going to get your engine mounts off. So in my case, I'm going to detach the engine mounts I believe directly from the block. But anyway, that's the situation so far. I did remove the hood. Real simple to do. Pop that off, give myself some clearance, get the crane up in there, and we're going to see what happens and hope for the best.